Welcome back, my friends. This is your psychologist, Anabina Alvarez from Southern California. Today, I want to share with you a video giving you the meaning of depression. A lot of times we believe that someone that is depressed is because they're sleeping too much or they're very sad, which is some of the symptoms that actually complete the definition of depression or the diagnosis of depression. But before I go on, I gotta let you know that there's many different diagnoses for depression. There's not just one. There's, oh my God, there's hundreds of them. So I'm just gonna give you the more basic one. There are depression with anxiety, depression with panic attacks, depression, oh my God, with all these other disorders included. So I'm just going to give you the basic one, and you can take notes. I'm going to give you the actual ending numbers, and you can add them. So if you want to get a pen and a pencil, so you can add this these answers and the meaning of them, or the actual numbers for each answer. Okay, so there's going to be 9 questions that I'm going to go over, so you can don't write the questions, just answer them by giving them these are the 4 answers. Number 1 is not at all. That's the number 1 answer, not at all, and that is a 0 point. Okay, the second answer would be several days, and several days is just 1 point. The third one would be more than half of the days. That is 2 points. And then the last answer would be every day or nearly every day, which is 3 points. So, okay. So this questions is just based on the last 2 weeks. So make sure you think about the last 2 weeks and answer them, okay? So the first question would be, have you had little interest or pleasure on doing things? Little interest or pleasure in doing things, okay? That's number 1. So the number 2 would be, have you been feeling down, depressed, or hopeless? And I want you to pay attention to the word hopeless, because a lot of times we're kind of feeling down, a little depressed, maybe because you haven't slept well, or maybe because you haven't eaten, or any other reason. But hopeless is a very heavy word that I want you to pay attention if you actually have felt that in the last 2 weeks, okay? So the third one would be, have you been having trouble falling asleep or staying asleep? Or have you slept too much? So if you can see, it gives you both. It gives you not sleeping much or sleeping too much. So either one, okay? The fourth one would be, have you been feeling tired, fatigued, or having very little energy? And once again, we're not talking about if you haven't eaten all day, you're going to feel with no energy. So, okay, we're talking about if you actually have eaten well and you're taking you're taking vitamins and you still feel very fatigued and tired, okay? So the fifth one would be, have you had very poor appetite or have you been overeating? So once again, it gives you both options. You're either not eating or you're eating too much, okay? So that's the fifth question. Now, the sixth question is, have you been feeling bad about yourself or that you are a failure or that you fail your family or you fail or you let your family down? Have you been having these feelings, okay? Now, the seventh question is, have you been having trouble concentrating on regular things that you do every day, like, regular everyday things that you do, and you're like, even watching TV, you can't concentrate, or you're reading and you can't concentrate, okay? Now, the eighth question is, have you been moving or speaking very slow? Okay, so you're moving slow or you're speaking very slow and people have noticed, okay? And it's not the normal you. This is just happening in the past 2 weeks. You've been kind of slow on doing things, okay? And now the last question would be, have you had any suicidal thoughts? Or you want to hurt yourself? You don't want to, you're thinking too much about death. You don't want to be in this world anymore. So have you had any of these thoughts on your hand this past 2 weeks? So now I want you to add the numbers, okay? Once you add the numbers, so here are the answers. So if you had from 0 to 4, you have none or very minimal depression from 0 to 4. If you had 5 to 9, you have minimal depression, okay? If you have between 10 and 14, you have moderate depression. If you have 15 to 19, you have moderate to severe. And if you had 20 to 27, now you have severe depression. So now, what do? The question is, have all these symptoms kept you from doing what you have to do every day? Like go to work, go to school, do the things you have to do at home. Is this really affecting your life? Because believe me, I know that you might be thinking, oh my God, after feeling all this, would somebody would go to work? Yes, there's people that have medical depression, clinical depression, and they still working, they're still doing all the things they do, but they're really struggling with all these feelings. So my recommendation is for you, especially if you have severe depression, to seek help. You need to go to the doctor. You probably need medication already because it's so severe. Myself, I don't recommend medication because you usually get addicted to it. But when it comes to like very depression that you want to kill yourself, you might need medication. And if you do, hopefully you don't. But if you do and you don't want to get addicted to it, maybe you need to do it with therapy. Make sure you look for therapy. I'm sure there's psychologists or therapists where you live, and there's places where you can get like very economic therapy, or it all depends. So I would totally suggest for you to actually seek for help. At least once a week, you need to see a psychologist for therapy. Once a week, twice a week if it's really severe. But I think once a week would be good because in my case, I give people like homework, like techniques every week so they can actually put them into practice and start working on getting better. So I would totally suggest for you to look for help. And I hope this video helped you kind of clarify the meaning of depression. And once again, this doesn't cover everyone, okay? I'm gonna give another video with depression for teenagers, because this is not exactly for teenagers. This would be for adults. And you would say, oh my God, so it's different for teenagers. It's very there's just, the questions are a little bit different. It's not like a big difference, but it's just a little bit different. So I'm going to give later on a video with for teenagers, okay? And I hope this video clarifies some questions for you. And if you do have any questions, please go ahead and comment. I will be more than glad to answer your questions. I'll be more than happy to let you know if there's anything in your mind that you're not sure about. So please make sure you share the video with someone that might need it, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. All right, thank you for being here. This is your psychologist, Ana Lina Alvarez from Southern California. Bye bye, take care.